Hey, thanks for taking time out of your day to join us here on Polk Place. In studio with me from the Polk History Center, Jamie Jamison. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. I know I missed last month, and I was afraid I wouldn't get an invite again.
Yeah, I think you're like royalty around here. You know what I mean? If they call me the Prince of Polk County, you've got to be like somewhere up near the Queen or something. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, we work, one of our staff members, Lois Strauss-Murphy, I call her the Sovereign of Sokrum because she knows everything about that area. So we're all royal around here.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we get glossed something.
Yeah, getting to live in Imperial Polk County.
Yeah, I'd rather be glossed something else, but I'm good with it.
You're good with it. You're good with it.
So how we doing over there?
We're doing pretty good. The temperature is rising. A lot more foot traffic inside the museum. It seems like people don't want to be out on the sidewalk in the heat. Yeah. So coming in to check out some of our new exhibits and explore some of our genealogy offerings.
So what's on the docket for July?
So during July, of course, we're going to have our architectural tour on the third Saturday, and Bartholomew gets dressed up as E.C. Hosford, who is the original architect of the Polk County History Center. I like to call him the IKEA of courthouses because if you do research him, he was very prominent in the 1920s and was involved in constructing a lot of courthouses throughout Georgia, Florida, and Texas. So much so that he basically had a blueprint that he'd take to boards of county commissioners and say, hey, I got a courthouse, and the commissioners might go, we want red brick instead of blonde, and he goes, I can do that, I gotcha. Yeah. Specifically, there was one in Texas that was designed almost identical to ours that had an arson incident recently, and the dome, you know, our nice shiny dome was damaged, and so they reached out to us for our original blueprints so that they could give it to their restoration architect. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really interesting. You know, and he also, in addition to courthouses, had a pretty significant footprint on the schools of Polk County. As we've started researching him, we discovered not only did he design the iconic Lakeland High School, which is now Lawton Childs Middle Academy, but Kathleen Middle School, Eastside Grammar School in Haines City, Lake Alfred. He had his hands in quite a bit of the 1920s school improvement plans throughout Polk County. So he's our architect.
He did stuff in Texas and in Polk County also?
Yep. Florida, Texas, and Georgia. He was born and raised in Georgia, so he's kind of came into his prominence as an architect there, but you know how these people do, they'd say, ooh, Florida, and they move on down, and I think Jefferson County, Pasco County also have courthouses designed by
very
E.C.
similar
Hosford.
to ours.
Similar, some features some slightly different stylistics, but especially the one in Dade City. If you look at it, you go, wait a minute. That's our courthouse with red brick instead of blonde brick. Yep.
Yeah, if you drive through the city of Winter Haven, there are certain houses that I can't remember what the guy's name was, but I go, that's one of his houses, that's one of his houses.
That probably is Mr. Gene Leedy.
Yes.
Very modern looking.
Yes.
Yeah, those were recently listed on the National Register. You're so cultured.
Like cottage cheese, eh?
Yes, you're very cultured.
See, and that blew me away. It was Gene Leedy. I should have known that. But
I'd love to have a Gene Leedy house. Those are cool.
So what else we got going on?
So we've opened up our new exhibit, Memories of Bone Valley, and Memories of Bone Valley explores the art of James Edward Fortner. And you might remember a few episodes back, I talked about his association with illustration and animated movies. And do you remember specifically which movie?
That would be Superman.
Yes. So he was involved in the he was involved in the 1941 original illustration of Superman, and of course, you know, that got boring for him, so he decided to retire in Ocala, and even when he was in Ocala, the pull of Polk County was so strong that that's what he painted in his retirement, were his memories of growing up at Brewster. But what I didn't realize when I came on the show earlier is that he had a connection to our Kissimmee Island folks. And his great-grandfather, Jim Hancock, was a steamboat captain on the Cincinnati. And so he painted also portraits of steamboats coming down the Kissimmee River.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that is very cool.
Yep. So we've had a lot of interest in that. I myself am cultured, but not so cultured that
as she corrects me.
correct. But that I'm not very familiar with art. And so one of the things that I didn't realize is his process is very unique also. He paints like an illustrator. And the way that our friends at the Polk Arts and Culture Alliance explained that to me is that he would outline, like in black ink or black chalk, and he would do all of his outline work first, and then he would color it. But it was with watercolors, so the lines kind of intersect, and they make these really interesting parallels. And so it was absolutely fascinating to walk through it with the art world.
Yeah.
Because I'm from the history world.
Exactly.
And so these artworks are going to be on display definitely through the rest of the summer, through next summer. So they are one of a kind, and they're our story, which is just phenomenal to have in our museum. The donor's daughter said she feels like her dad is back home.
Yeah. So unique to Polk County, right?
Yes, very unique.
So we got anything else for July?
So we've got, of course, the genealogy libraries kicking. Summertime seems to be a really good time where the kids are at home and families start to explore what does it mean to be a Jameson or to be a Lacey. And we've got them coming in, and we're working through some of our summer camps actually to do genealogy programs. So we've got a big emphasis on that right now, and then just our regular programming. Walking through the museum, getting to see the exhibits, we are continuously updating them. So if you haven't been in lately, then you haven't seen the Polk County History Center.
As they say, taking the opportunity to soak in some of that bought air when it's so hot outside, right?
Yes, and our air conditioning works very well. If you come into my office about 1 o'clock, I have a parka and a hat and a blanket out because it just filters through into my little space so strongly.
I got a pet penguin in my office. Don't tell me about how cold it is.
Perfect. I'll call you up when it starts to snow. But yeah, but if you can't make it into the Polk County History Center, since you're already on our page on YouTube watching this, you should definitely check out our Zoom and Vroom programs from a couple summers ago. They're a really great opportunity to hit the road and explore all the sections of Polk County. I know if you live here, you know we're the size of the state of Delaware. There's so much history to see, and so if you need help accessing that, you just give us a call and I can direct you right to our Zoom and Vroom series that explores throughout the county. It's absolutely perfect for summertime.
Well, Jamie, as usual, a pleasure talking to you and seeing you again.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you in August when it's equally as hot.
Yeah, and we'll talk August.
Yes, we will. Thank you.
All right, come back and see me.
Yes.
Polk County has a rich history and heritage, and the Polk County History Center is continuously thinking of new ways to help Polk residents experience that history. The museum's collection includes natural and cultural objects related to the Polk and greater Central Florida area that represent our history from pre-Columbian to present-day eras. The artifacts on display at the museum represent individuals, cultural groups, and events significant to the region. Located at 100 East Main Street in Bartow, the History Center is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday. If you need more information about exhibits, events, anything, make sure you check them out on the web, polkhistorycenter.org, or give them a call, 863-534-4386.